So without further, I would like to introduce Arun. Arun is from Infobip, and Infobip is a technology partner that works with Creatio on many different technology needs, got some marketplace apps out there. So Arun, welcome. I will turn the floor over to you, sir.
All right. Thank you, Jason.
Just the down button.
Good morning, everyone. Thank you for taking the time to come here. So hopefully all of us, including myself, are awake. We had some coffee and whatnot. So, all right, just to kick things off, right? By show of hands, how many of you are focused solely on telco industry and nothing but telco? One, okay. So I assume the others are focused on multiple industries, which is great in a sense that whatever we're going to discuss about today is universally applicable across all industries, just that we are using the telco lens to highlight the case in point, right? That's it. Oh, wrong way. All right. So let's start with a simple question. How loyal are the customers of telco today with their telco providers, right? So to find out the answer to this question in somewhat a meaningful fashion, we at Infobip did a survey across 3,000 plus customers. It spanned 15 countries, North America, Latin America, Europe, Asia Pacific. And we had a wide sample anywhere from age 18 through age 65. So we tried to cover all bases, if you will, and we had some interesting findings, right? First thing, couple of numbers that is not on the slide I'm going to call out, right? One is the average number of years that a person had held on to their number is 9 years. 9 years they haven't changed their mobile number. And almost half of the survey respondents, about 48%, said they've never changed their number throughout the lifetimes, the same number, which is great. They are really, really loyal to their mobile number, okay? Now, let's take a different perspective. Look at the first number on the slide here. 40% of the people had been with their main telecom provider for less than 5 years and then switched to another telco provider. So there is a clear dichotomy, right? I'm really loyal to my number, not to my telco provider. That's the takeaway message, right, from the survey. So then the next logical question is, okay, what makes you churn and then go to another telco provider? Again, 53% of the customers said the primary reason that I go to a provider is bad customer experience. So we all know the whole industry talks day, night, left, right, center about customer experience. So there is the data to prove from a telco standpoint, right? So another kind of mapping it back to outside of telco for a moment, we heard Catherine talk in a presentation yesterday, CEO of Creatio. What is the reason that she moved from being such an ardent fan of Mercedes-Benz to just in a heartbeat buying Tesla? Customer experience. There you go, right? So, so all that said, what is the best way then the telcos can do to address this issue, right? What they have to think about is providing an always-on omni-channel customer experience, right? This is for telcos or any business in any industry or vertical. So what does it really boil down to? Two simple elements. Simple, but hard to deliver, right? You got to really focus on that. Number one is, how do we deliver exceptional customer service? Second, when you engage with your customers, are you engaging in a personalized, resonant manner? Any message that you send, any communication should resonate with the end customer. Then you're going to acquire customers, retain them, increase the customer lifetime value, right? All right, so let's focus on the customer service, the first pillar, right? Sorry, I'm dehydrated a bit, as you can imagine in conferences, so I might need to sip the water. So the key things are issue resolution time is really, really high for any customer when we call into a telco. Second, for me to get to an agent to address my issue or to discuss takes a whole lot of time. The wait time is really high. And even if I were to get to an agent, I keep, in American football parlance, punt the ball, right? So you basically get transferred from one agent to another and contributes to long issue resolution time. Another one is limited communication channel options for me to get in touch with the telco. I got to pick up the phone, dial the number, wait for an agent to show up, and then keep talking, repeat the items. So that's some of the major challenges that we face as customers of telco, right? So the key thing is, how do we show empathy to the end customers as telco, right? What does that really mean? We want to make sure we truly understand the customer and value their time, right? Because especially post-COVID and during COVID, we all know as individuals, it has taught us there are a lot more things we need to focus our time on, whether it's friends or family or whatever else. yada yada, great resignation, whole lot of implications that we are all going through, right? So the bottom line is, how do we make sure we value the time and then communicate with the customer in the way they want to be engaged, in whatever channel they want to be engaged. It could be because they prefer a particular communication channel. I would like emails, I would like phone, he might like phone call, he might want to engage over SMS, I want to do it over a chatbot, WhatsApp, whatever it is, right? So how do we make sure we engage with them in the way that resonates with them? So we got to meet them whatever channel they are and talk in the way they want to be talked to. So if we do that and provide an always-on service on the preferred channel, we are going to increase the lifetime value and decrease churn. All right, other simple message. Digital is the new normal, even after COVID-19. Yes, telcos were at the forefront trying to drive digital transformation by adopting digital channels, but it's time they walk the talk, if you will, right? What are some of the things that they want to focus on? It's not just multi-channel, it has to be omnichannel. So what do we mean by omnichannel, right? Simply put, I want to be able to engage with the customers throughout their customer journey, across their different touch points, provide the flexibility to offer any given communication channel at any point in time, and continue the conversation. It should be seamless ability for I as a customer to move back and forth across any communication channel in a single conversation session or across sessions, without losing the conversational history and engagement that we have, so that I don't have to repeat whatever I said in one channel to the next channel or to the next agent, whatever the case might be. So that is truly omnichannel. If we were to deliver that, what do we benefit as telcos or any business? Here is some data from our findings, right, survey. Two things that matter to a business is, can I acquire new customers? Can I retain and grow the average sales or average revenue in the case of telco, ARPU with a customer, right? When you do offer the preferred channel and in an omnichannel fashion, 3/4 of the customers, 74% said, I'll recommend the telco to a friend of mine, right? And almost 2/3 of the customers say, I'll become the customer for the first time if a telco were to provide omnichannel, preferred channel communication at any point in time. And 60% said, I'll switch from my current telco provider to the new telco who will meet this, right? Bottom line, we can easily acquire new customers. The second is 65% said, I'll include my entire family to the telco plan package. And 68% said, I'll buy other services beyond what I currently have with a telco provider. What does that mean? Average revenue per user goes up. So, bottom line, we are here to grow the business if we were to support this engagement model. All right, all that said, why are digital channels so popular? I think I'm really getting dehydrated, not able to talk. So, number one is, digital channels make the customer's life easy. Simply put, that's the reason they're so popular. As you can see, let's say I want to call to an agent, talk with them, but then I'm in a conference setup like here. I cannot easily take a call, so I'm going to do text messaging. And here is an example. A colleague of mine yesterday who was talking with the airline to change the flight going back from here to Chicago to wherever he is going to go. He called up, 1 hour wait time with the airline. So he said, okay, what next? There's a chat, Apple Business Messaging. He did that. 17 minutes in, from the start to end, his flight is changed. He's ready to go. That is what we are talking about. Speed, convenience, how can I get the issue resolved quickly? And also, finally, just goes back to, I'm so used to talking with chat or WhatsApp or whatever with my friends and family. Can I carry over that same consumerization approach and model to enterprise engagement, dealing with my business, right? So that's the key thing to think about. And the other one is the freedom to pause and restart. This is essentially what I mean. So I'm here, right? Let's say I started a chat with the airline. Let's say I was the person who did that. Started the chat, I'm here presenting for next 15 minutes. Now I cannot real-time engage with the airline. So I want to have the flexibility to take a break, come back and continue the conversation. Are we able to support that? You obviously cannot support that in a call. Impossible. So that's another reason why digital channels are popular and on the uptick. In fact, 60% of the customers are changing the way they interact with the telco provider post-COVID. That's another survey finding that we had. All right, next one. Great, we have digital channels. We're going to leverage all that, omni-channel. How best can we do that? Automation. Here is where chatbots kick in, right? Again, last year, 2021, we implemented 262 chatbots, exact count, for our customers, and we had 75 million interactions through those bots between those businesses and the end customers. So we gleaned at all the data, applied our telecom in-house expertise, and what are the major telecom use cases that people leverage chatbots for? How can we improve the customer journey? Bottom line, these are the key takeaways. Whenever there is a service critical issue, people want to resort to chatbots to get it resolved quickly. Second is whenever, let's say, there's an invoicing issue, right? I don't want to talk to an agent, quickly do it over a chatbot, get resolved, and move on my way, right? Again, the flexibility to break on and off whenever I want. Third is if I want to do self-service avenues, paying a bill, or I want to renew my plan, whatever it is, or add on something to the plan, I don't ever want to go talk to a person, wait. Just go to the chatbot, do everything, I should be able to self-serve myself. Bottom line, if we can do all those, leverage chatbots, we not only improve the customer satisfaction, we bring down our operational cost, agent efficiency, call center improvements, whatnot, right? All that is possible. So that's clear takeaway based on real practical experience we had through our chatbots, about 75 million plus interactions, right? All right. So I know all these we talk, we hear day in, day out, but then we wanted to take it to practice, get the surveys, get it implemented, and find out is it really the fact on the ground, right? All right, now we talked a whole lot about customer service. Going back to the first slide, second one is customer engagement. Quickly, in terms of customer engagement, personalization, hyper-personalization. That's the takeaway message, right? When telcos send promotional offers, right, pretty much all the respondents said, you know what, a lot of the promotional offers I get are too generic, nothing specific to me. I just push the button, delete, right, number one. So next one is then certain times there is some meaningful content, but you know what, I'm not in a, it's not at the right moment that I want to action on it. So what does that mean? Customer satisfaction not being addressed because I'm not able to action on whatever is sent to me that is of interest to me because it's not the right time. Second, as the telco, I'm losing out on the business, which I otherwise could have converted, right? So the bottom line is, are you sending the right message, which is really personalized to that individual? Are you sending it at the right time? And third, are you truly sending it at the right channel, right? If you're going to send something in an email across my flooded inbox, the default action I do, I don't know about you, is delete. I don't care about professional emails in my inbox, right? So the next one is if you're going to send it over a SMS, we know SMS response rate is 90% or read rate versus email, which is not even 9%, right? As an example. So we can apply to that to any channel. So I'm high likelihood that I'm going to act on the promotional message as long as it's meaningful and resonant with me, right? So bottom line, if you're going to adopt hyper-personalized, right channel, right message, right time strategy, you're going to be rewarded by the customers with, higher ARPU as well as higher loyalty. All right, I said all this, right message. The percentages represent the survey respondents. 57% of them said at the right time really matters to me, not just the right message. I don't care about just the right message. 60% on the right channel. 70%, hey, when you and I are engaging, the response time, I want it to be resolved quickly. Whatever is my issue or whatever information I seek, I want it instant gratification world. We all love that, don't we? Right? So, all right. Here is a case study just to bring together all the things, right? There's a client of ours, Telecom, well, it's right there, so you know Telecom Deutschland, right? What they did is they had an SMS campaign to have users subscribe to Spotify Premium, right, in their customer base. And they didn't have impressive result. Number one is Omnichannel, SMS, email, and we introduced RCS. RCS, for those of you who don't know, it's SMS plus the rich media capabilities of WhatsApp and all the OTT channels. Bringing it to the SMS 2.0 is RCS on just Google platform, right? And we have Google business messages, Apple business messages, things like that kicking in. Basically bring together rich media with SMS reach. That's what we got. They did a second campaign, Omnichannel with rich media capabilities, 2x better performing in terms of actual conversion, people who signed up for Spotify Premium in their subscriber base. So that's a case in point. All right, now that we are here, it'll be a remiss if I don't talk about why we are here, what can we do between Creatio and Infobib, right? So three things I want to call out. Great alignment that I see personally is, number one, both of us are focused on bringing together or breaking the silos across three functions, marketing, sales, and service. We are aligned on that vision, Creatio and Infobib. Second is how do we drive a unified data-driven approach to solve the customer issues and to improve the customer experience? That is one, right? Second, and the third one essentially is low-code, no-code approach. Even we adopt the same principle. How do we make it easy to adopt our technologies out of the box, if you will, at the same time provide API-centric avenues or integration avenues for other third-party vendors so that they can seamlessly provide value on add-on services and solutions, right? So that's in a nutshell how we align on a philosophical front between Creatio and Infobip. Now on the complementary technology capabilities, it's right there. The master CRM as well as workflow automation across those three functions is Creatio's role, right, for a business to enable in terms of engagement with their customers. What do we bring to bear? Essentially the entire omnichannel communications platform. We are the world's leading omnichannel communications platform as a service, period. We have the data to back it up, right? I'll show it in the next slide, a slice of the data, right? And second is how do we make sure we can support marketing, the Moments is a marketing solution, Conversations is contact center in the cloud with all the bells and whistles, right? Omnichannel, everything. Answers is a no-code chatbot build platform, right? So we can provide the entire customer experience. Now someone before you ask, hey, I also hear marketing on Creatio side, you also saying marketing. Just to clarify, we lean heavily on B2C. Creatio is very strong in B2B. So we are thinking about how best to bring that together, right? That's in a nutshell. We've been engaged for only about 3 months or so. We look forward to the road ahead between the two of us. So before you ask deep questions, TBD, okay, is the answer, right? All right. Now that said, quick pitch. Obviously, it'll be a remiss if I don't do this as to who we are, right? So as I said, leading player in communications platform as a service, leader in IDC MarketScape. Last year when we, now that we are getting into North America heavily, we are leader in the rest of the world. So we are on other, whatever it is, channels, enterprises, all the ratings and rankings. We have feet on the street, 70 plus countries around the globe. Our services are offered in 200 plus countries. And we have direct operator connections, going back to telco segment why we are here in this track. We have direct connections with 700 mobile network operators around the globe, as well as OTT platforms like Facebook/Meta, Kakao Talk, whatever, think of all the OTT platforms around the world. We have direct integrations, direct connections, so we can provide seamless service. Not too high a volume, just 24 billion monthly interactions across all the communication channels and increasingly growing month to month. So that's who we are in a nutshell. And finally, there are 4 of us here. Feel free to swing by the booth if you have not yet done so, booth number 4. And you could take a picture of this slide if you want. There is the link to download the detailed telco study, and we'll be happy to support you in your endeavors. All right. Thank you for your time. I'll be happy to take questions.